We came on today to introduce our pets. Steve's going to start by showing you each one.
This is Dr. Finkelstein. I've had him for 3-4 years, maybe longer actually.
I think so.
He's my smaller one. He's pretty small. So you guys have questions and Michelle's going to read them and I'm going to answer them. So.
Alright, our first questions come from Thomas in the acorn room. Thomas wants to know, why do snakes bite?
Well, a lot of the times when they see something moving far away, they think it's food. So they'll actually go and bite because they think it's food. If it's moving and small and they think they can eat it, they'll try to eat it.
His next question is, why do snakes slither?
Well, as you can see, they don't have no hands, they don't have no arms. There's this one straight. So they have to slither like this so they can move. They use all their muscles to move. Like he's doing now. See how he's kind of like this?
Maybe you can show them his underside to show how he moves.
He has a bunch of little tiny muscles that he uses to go back and forth so he can move. Forward, backwards, up, down.
Alright, Marcelo from Oakroom has another snake question. He wants to know if our snakes slither around the house.
They do sometimes when Michelle's not home.
I didn't know this until now.
When I'm home alone, I'll take them out because I do like to let them out and hold them. So they're used to humans, so they don't like to bite a whole lot of people. So I hold them a lot. And yeah, they go on the floor in the family room and wherever else.
So they do, Marcelo. Alright. There's lots of snake questions from Cameron in the seedling room. Ready for all of them?
That is a lot.
Alright, Cameron, we're gonna do our best to answer them all. What does a snake eat and how do you feed them and what do you use to feed them?
Okay, see, how can I put this nicely? They eat little tiny mice. And I usually just drop them in and then they know their food because they don't get touched anywhere else. And they just eat them whole. They don't chew, they just swallow. So you won't see a snake like this. They'll go a little more like this and eat all of it at once. Like a duck.
So there it is. What kind of snakes do we have?
2 corn snakes. I have this one and then there's another one we're going to introduce in a little bit. He's right here. So they're corn snakes, but they're a lot different because they just call them like by different names because of their skin colors.
So I think the ones we have are called Sunglow?
He's a snow, what is it? Sunglow. And then I'm not too sure what he's called actually.
We'll have to find out. Alright. What does a snake hiss with?
Well, it doesn't necessarily hiss, but I don't know if you can see it. See his tongue coming out like that? That's how he normally smells to see where he's at.
Right now he's very confused because he doesn't normally smell our kitchen.
Oh yeah, we're in our kitchen by the way because I have good lighting.
What does a snake sleep in?
In our family room we have 2 bigger tanks that they're in, and yeah, so it's just like really a big like a fish aquarium, but no water in it, of course.
This snake here has a little coconut shell that he sleeps in. Sometimes he sleeps under the bedding, and Jack has a bigger log house that he sleeps in. What does a snake play on?
In their tanks I have their towels, so I can change them easily and when they get dirty. So so they're nice and comfortable. So they don't play too much. You kind of just like sit around most of the day. But right now he's moving around a lot because I'm holding him.
So right now he's just playing. They play on any surface that they're on. Are snakes like skinks? Cameron says she saw a type of lizard at the zoo that's called a skink. What would be the same about our pet some skinks?
I'm actually not too sure what that is.
Well, Cameron says it's a lizard, so my guess
It's a
is
lizard.
that they're
Okay.
all reptiles. Cameron's next question. I think we can answer these all together. What does a snake do all morning, all day, and all night?
Just about nothing. They'll wake up and get water and eat and such like that, and they'll crawl up their tanks like this, because you normally go up, but that's about it. That's all they really do.
They just hang out in their tank. All right, and Cameron's got one more question. What does a snake do while it's raining?
Same thing he does. Stays in there. It doesn't really do much.
Our snakes don't live outside. I'm sure snakes in the wild might burrow and hide, but ours just stay in their tank when it's raining. Thanks for all those questions, Cameron. And our last question is from Henry in the acorn room. Henry says, where do the snakes live at Little Al's school? Henry, I don't live at school, so the snakes don't live at school, and our tortoise doesn't live at school. So none of these animals live at school. They just live at our house. But I have, when I've worked at other schools, I brought the pets to visit. So maybe Steve will let me take one to my office one day for you to see. All right, that's all for the questions. We're gonna, just in a moment, we're gonna introduce our other two reptiles to you. All right, I think we've answered all the questions that we got. Steve's gonna introduce our last two pets to you.
This is Jack. I've had him for about 18 years. He's a sun globe because you see how he's nice and bright. He's a pretty big corn snake. I've told one of the biggest that people ever seen. They don't normally get this big, but he's pretty big. But yeah, this has been my pet for 18 years.
I think if Jack were to straighten his whole body out, that he might be as tall as me.
Yeah, probably just about. Yeah, it's pretty heavy too.
So that's Jack. And I'm gonna
I'll go this way. You can
grab our last pet. This is Oogie Boogie. I know that Benton in the olive room knows about him because he's drawn a picture of a character named Oogie Boogie. We have had him, I'm not sure how long.
Maybe close to 10 years.
Yeah, he's been with us a long time. He likes to go for walks in our backyard, right behind us in our kitchen sink. Steve gives him baths after he hibernates. He's pretty dirty. And even though people say tortoises are slow, we have to watch him very carefully in the backyard because he likes to run and hide.
He is really fast. He'll take off on you.
Very fast. Some of his favorite things to do are to try to climb. We have to take his little shelter out of his tank because he'll climb it and he'll flip over. So most of the time he's just climbing in his wood chips, and he loves to eat lettuce. And he's kind of like Leo at school, just much smaller. All right, that's all our pets. Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.